So what you're seeing now is the way the guest looks to me when I am interviewing an episode here at London Real. We got the vertically mounted typewriters, the Union Jack going on behind me, and the desk drawers there inspired by the Spitfire from World War II. But today, I'm here to talk about what we read. And this is my weekly book suggestion. And also, if you're on the London Real Academy, I've got an action item right after this to help you really start making some change and being accountable in your life. And this one is from a former guest who I really think the world of, and a guy that really we worked on probably 18 months getting him on the show. See if you can guess. It is Mr. Ryan Holiday, and this is his book, The Obstacle is the Way. It's a fantastic piece of writing, and more than that, really a great mentality, and a great way to think about life. And, he is a big fan of Stoicism. And, Stoicism is kind of on one end and Epicureanism is on the other end. You can probably guess what they are as far as the differences. An Epicurean is one who goes ahead and is maybe hedonistic and dabbles in everything they can, sensual pleasures, all those kind of things. And a Stoic is someone who reserves. You could even say someone who delays gratification. And So, and you get all of those attributes that go along with behaving that way. And I think it was Mr. Lopez when he was here that said, a nation is born Stoic and dies Epicurean. So that's another interesting way of thinking about it. As in, what it takes to create something is hard work, grit, determination. And once you get it, then you kind of get lazy and then you topple. And you could say even the Romans had that. And it's funny because, one of the great Stoics is one of those Romans, and that's Mr. Seneca, and it's one that Ryan talks about a lot in this book. And this is something that hits home to me. It's, first of all, a great read. It feels very Robert Greene, which is no surprise because Ryan interned for Robert Greene for quite a bit of time. We had Robert on the show talk about his book Mastery, and it kind of reads in that short chapter format, and it really is an impressive book. But, part of the story of my life has been the obstacle is the way, and it's just funny how so many times the thing that you want to avoid the most is the place you should go. And for me, quite personally, it was ayahuasca, definitely, and a family was another thing. It's funny, when I first met my girlfriend, she had a daughter who at the time I think was 4 years old. And, a lot of guys would say, I don't want to date a girl with a kid, blah, blah, blah. I don't need that drama, especially if you're young. And, I never thought of it that way. And, it was funny because what you think might be a liability turns into an asset. And so with Gabby, his 4-year-old girl, I didn't know what to do with her, but she turned out to be one of the most wonderful gifts in my life, and just being able to identify with, a young person and raise them, and they bring out so much in you. And so that's a good example of the obstacle being the way. A lot of guys would have run from that, and I didn't, and it ended up building me in so many ways and really got a lot of my bullshit sorted out. So that's just one example. Another guest that we're going to have on very soon coming up in July is Elliott Hulse. And one of his mantras is, you must do the thing that you are scared to do. And again, we kind of know that we need to go to where the fear is. It's a thing that I talked a lot about on my TED Talk. And so, the fear tells us something. If you're scared of buying a house or getting married or of doing this or talking to that person or confronting your father, usually is the thing you got to do. There are exceptions. You might be scared of jumping in front of the subway, and that could be good. So you can't take it to the two extremes, but it's a great way to know what you probably should do. So think about your fears. And in the future, I'm going to be talking about one of Jeff Thompson's book where he talks about the fear pyramid. And if you can sketch that out and really conquer your fears, you start to grow as a person. And funny enough, it's actually the way you need to go. That's the weird thing about fears is you actually need to go there, or you're going to find yourself really unfulfilled in life. And so this is a fantastic book. It reads really quick. Big fan of Ryan Holiday. His other books are really crazy because they're talking about, manipulating social media and all that stuff. And he's really good at getting books on the New York Times bestseller list. But this is a great way just to get perspective on your life and just try to think about things from a different way. And when you come through obstacles, which you do all the time, and we do at London Real, I just don't show them to you on camera, but we have a lot of problems that happen here. And it's just, you got to take a deep breath and you have to expect problems and just know you can deal with them and then deal with them. And so it's all about, getting that perspective. So this is a great book. I highly recommend it. You get the audio as well, which I think Tim Ferriss actually produced. So you can get that, I think, on his site. But yeah, big fan of this book, and I'll have an action item for all of you people over at the London Real Academy. If you're not familiar with that, it's a crazy party over there. I've got there's hundreds and hundreds of people over there now, all making social networks, replying to my webinars. They did my kettlebell hell workout. People are posting their times. We got the success secrets now from the show, bonus content, live episodes. We got a meetup next week at the studio. It's crazy. So do yourself a favor and build the best you and come over there. It's super cheap to get on right now. That's going to change in the future. So go on now and just become part of the party, man. It's great. Send me a friend request. We can get chatting. It's really the best way to get a hold of me. I'm not so good on email, but you can try there too as well. So see you over there. Big love to Ryan Holiday, and check out his book. And remember, the obstacle is your way too. Peace.